Hey guys, for today's video, I wanted to talk to you about why you should never give up hope. And this is a topic that I feel very strongly about, as I'll be completely honest, there was a time in my life, over 10 years ago thankfully, but there was a time where I allowed myself to lose hope and I contemplated suicide. Thankfully I never planned it or attempted it or anything, but just the fact that I allowed myself to get to that point really upset me at the time. And moving forward to now, I feel like human life is super precious. Being alive is incredible. There's so many things you can experience. So when I find out about people giving up hope, it makes me feel horrible because I wish that they had the mindset that I have, where they'd go out looking for the beauty in the world and see that there's so much to live for. And this topic was actually inspired by a Joe Rogan Experience podcast episode I was watching today with Nick Yaris as the guest. And Nick had an insane life. I mean, this guy he spent 22 years in prison on death row for a crime he didn't commit. He was innocent and he spent 22 years on death row. Like, can you imagine? He was beaten up, he was abused, he was just completely destroyed as a human being during this time. And even after that, he hasn't exactly lived an easy life. And he got to a lot of points where he felt like giving up. But for some reason, he kept going. He never lost that tiny amount of hope, because you only need a tiny amount to keep going. And his story just really stood out to me. It inspired me because a lot of us go through life and we allow ourselves to be beaten down and we kind of lose view of the big picture because there's so many amazing things out there, but we allow life to just kind of push all that all those beautiful things to the side, and we don't even realize they're there anymore. And all we can focus on is how bad things currently are. And that's just horrible. Because there's always good and bad in life. I mean, I'll be honest, like even now, my life isn't exactly where I want it to be. I would say that I'm a pretty happy person, but it's mostly due to my mindset. Because I still have a lot of work to do. There are so many things I want to do and accomplish, and so many things I want to get that I haven't gotten right now. And even the past few years haven't exactly been a cakewalk, and there's just always something else that comes up that like kind of, it sucks. But I never lose sight of the bigger picture. And I always find a way to keep going. And I hope that all of you can find that as well. You only need a tiny amount of hope to keep going. It can be hope for anything. Hope of finding an amazing person, your soulmate, and settling down with them. Hopes of starting a business. Hopes of raising a family. Hopes of going skydiving at some point. Hopes of being the first person to do X thing, or there's so many things that you can figure out that can give you hope to keep going. And there is one thing I've learned. I know I'm young, but so far in my life, I've pretty much learned that as long as you keep moving forward, making forward progress, life almost always gets better. But you do have to make forward progress. If you're just kind of going through the motions and more of existing rather than living, you could kind of dig yourself into a hole. But all you need to do is keep making forward progress, even if it's small. And I'll be honest, the forward progress I make towards my goals, if you were to judge it on a daily basis as I live it, you would probably think that I'm making hardly any progress and that it's going to take me forever. But then when you fast forward and look back, you realize all those tiny steps that you make on a daily basis get you to where you want to be over time. So whatever goals you have, just break them down into small incremental steps and just start chugging away at it. And as you keep going, you'll keep building momentum, and over time you'll be in a great place in life. And doing all that will help build your mindset up so that even if life does throw some bad things your way, you'll be able to tough it out and you'll still have hope to keep going. But anyway, I'll get off my I'll get off my soapbox now. This is just a topic that's really important to me, that I'm really passionate about, because I believe that everyone should keep going. I mean, life is incredible. Being alive as a human is amazing. I mean, you get to experience art and you get to experience the beauty of nature and the beauty of other people. It's just, life is awesome. So I wish that everybody would always be able to retain some hope to keep going, no matter how hard things got. But anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.